Ladies and gentlemen, gamers of all ages, welcome back to another thrilling episode of Retro Gaming Rewind. Today, we're diving shell first into a nostalgic gem that took the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the sewers straight into our hearts and our NES consoles. That's right, we're talking about the legendary Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you grew up in the late 80s or early 90s, chances are this game was your gateway to pizza-loving, crime-fighting action. And if you've never played it, stick around, because this classic might just convince you to dust off your NES or fire up an emulator. Let's dive in. Right out of the gate, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 delivers an electrifying sense of fun. This isn't just a game. It's an experience that captures the magic of the animated series and the adrenaline of the arcade original. As soon as that catchy, upbeat theme music kicks in, you're transported back to a time when all you needed to be happy was a controller in hand and a slice of pizza by your side. The visuals may be 8-bit, but the energy is larger than life. The pixel art brings each turtle to life with their unique bandanas and weapons, while the enemy sprites, from foot soldiers to Bebop and Rocksteady, are instantly recognizable. For an NES game, it's nothing short of impressive how faithfully it recreates the arcade's look and feel. The gameplay is where this title truly shines. TMNT 2 is a beat-em-up at its finest. You pick your favorite turtle, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, or Raphael, and set out to save April O'Neil and the city from the clutches of Shredder and his henchmen. Each turtle has a slightly different reach and speed, which adds a layer of strategy to the chaotic action. Donatello's staff gives him an advantage in range, while Raphael's sas are lightning fast, but require you to get up close and personal with enemies. This diversity makes replaying the game with different turtles a fresh challenge each time. What really sets this game apart, though, is its cooperative play. If you've ever experienced the sheer joy of teaming up with a friend to take down waves of foot soldiers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The NES may not have been able to perfectly replicate the 4-player arcade experience, but it more than made up for it with its 2-player mode. There's something incredibly satisfying about high-fiving your buddy after taking down a boss together or coordinating your attacks to clear a screen full of enemies. It's the kind of gameplay that creates lasting memories. Of course, we can't talk about TMNT 2 without mentioning its level design and iconic boss battles. Each stage is a vibrant showcase of the Turtles universe, from the burning streets of New York to the treacherous Technodrome. The levels are filled with hazards like falling debris and conveyor belts, keeping you on your toes as you fight off wave after wave of enemies. And then there are the bosses. Oh, the bosses! Bebop and Rocksteady are just as tough as you'd expect. And fighting Shredder himself is a climactic battle that feels earned after the journey through the game. Each encounter is a test of your reflexes and your ability to adapt, and the satisfaction of victory never gets old. One thing that stands out is how this NES port added content that wasn't in the original arcade game. 2 exclusive levels, the snow-covered streets and the dojo, not only add variety, but also make this version feel like more than just a watered-down port. It's clear the developers wanted to give players something special, and it's that attention to detail that elevates the experience. Now, I'll admit, TMNT 2 isn't without its challenges. The difficulty can be brutal, especially when you're playing solo. The hordes of enemies and environmental hazards can feel overwhelming at times, and the limited lives mean you'll probably see the game over screen more than once. But honestly, that's part of the charm. Games back then didn't hold your hand. They made you earn your victories. And when you finally do beat that tough boss or clear that tricky stage, it's a feeling of accomplishment that's hard to replicate in today's gaming landscape. So, does Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, hold up today? Absolutely. It's a shining example of how to translate the magic of an arcade classic into a home console experience. The gameplay is addictive, the visuals and music are iconic, and the co-op mode is pure joy. It's the kind of game that reminds us why we fell in love with gaming in the first place. If you've never played it, do yourself a favor and give it a shot. And if you have, now might be the perfect time to revisit it. Who knows? You might find yourself grinning from ear to ear as you relive those childhood memories, or create new ones with a friend. Thanks for joining me on this nostalgic trip down gaming's memory lane. If you enjoyed this review and want more content like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, who's your favorite turtle and why is it Michelangelo? Just kidding. Let's hear your real answer. Until next time, keep gaming, stay radical, and I'll see you in the next video. Cowabunga, dudes!